Well, hello everybody. Hope everybody's having a good night. This is Joey with Southern RC. Just wanted to bring you a quick little video of an update of my after run thoughts. Had a couple of issues. One before I, shot the video of me running the vehicle, and another one, essentially during. And we're gonna go over those right quick. The first thing that happened, I powered on the remote. And then, of course, I powered on the car, and, I had forward throttle, but reverse wouldn't work. Nothing would happen, and then it would kick in, it would, work, and then you go forward, go right back to reverse, and it wouldn't work. And it just got to the point where, it wouldn't work at all in reverse. So I turned the car off, radio, of course, radio first. No, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I turned the car off first, and then the radio. I then turned the radio back on, and of course turned the car on, and it worked fine, forward and reverse. It didn't have that issue again, okay? Now, when I was running the vehicle, it was running fine, for the first, minute or so, couple minutes, I should say. But towards the end of the video, you can see the speed really cut out quite a bit. And at first I thought, it was Lipo cutoff. So that's what I assumed, and that's what I said at the end of the video. I'm like, well, that's about all, folks. Well, upon getting home, I turned the vehicle on just for giggles to drive it in the driveway. And, of course, and I took the body off, too, because it's got pebbles in it, and I didn't want to mess the body up. But it ran just as quick, as it did initially. It wasn't slow at all. So I ran it again, and then sure enough, it does the same thing. It's like it goes into the power basically, got cut in half. Excuse me. So with that said, I thought, well, maybe, the battery is messed up. Or not messed up, excuse me, the battery, really is, the Lipo's going off. So I was like, well, let me read the manual. So I got the manual out. Okay? And according to the manual, it says that when the car is stopped, if it's in low voltage cutoff, it will blink. The red light will blink. So there was no blinking, right? So I'm thinking, that's strange. So I turned the car back on, ran it in the garage, and sure enough, it was, right back to full speed again. And took it back outside, ran it again a little bit, and did the same thing, the power cut off. Motor was cool to the touch. So, very cold, highs in the 30s, lows, 20s. I'm not really sure. It's cold as hell outside, I know that. But nevertheless, ESC was, not warm or anything. It was, everything was cool to the touch. So the vehicle comes stock from factory. Let me take the body off real quick. Okay. Now you probably can't notice, but maybe you can. But basically, on the very back says Lipo. On the far right, it says nickel metal hydride. Okay? And there's 3 total pins, but the jumper only has holes for 2. Okay? So, and that's the diagram I'm trying to show you, but it's just not that clear. There it is. You can see a little bit better there with the holes and the white little squares above where it says Lipo and nickel. On the top part, that's forward, reverse, and then you can switch the profile where it's just got, forward with no reverse. So, stock, that back jumper is all the way to the right, which is for the nickel metal hydride. So I moved it all the way over to the left, which is where it's at now. That's why you see the pin to the right, because again, the jumper has 2 holes, and it's designed to be able to move from left to right to switch from nickel. So you don't have to press a programming button or anything like that. So just wanted to show y'all that I do have it in, on LiPo mode. And I was using a 5,000 milliamp, basic, 20C, 25C, nothing special, Venom 5,000 milliamp battery, okay? 2-cell. And, that's a little disappointing because we had the glitch in the electronics right off the bat with the not going into reverse. The only thing I will add is, and I'm going to go ahead and grab it real quick here. So just bear with me because I'm going to set the camera down. Actually, we'll just take the camera with me. I mean, why not? It makes it more fun. Who wants to sit there and wait and twiddle your thumbs? Because I'm not editing this shit. Excuse my language. But, it's what it is. Alright. So. Come on, Kyoko. So we'll get back over here. Here's the battery. Good old Venom, 5400. Charge is great. By the way, after the final run, I did test the voltage of the battery. It was at 410, so it wasn't the battery. It had nothing to do with Lipo cutoff. Okay. It did say it went into basically after reading the manual. I don't know why it went into protective mode, but I think protective mode is when it slows down a bit. I'll find out when I call HPI in the morning. But just for full disclosure, okay, I did have this adapter because, as you can see, the plug is a Traxxas plug on the battery. Well, the car, of course, it has the why they put a Tamiya plug on this car for $300 car. It's just that's no excuse for it. And I hope that Rip Max and HPI is watching this because they should know better. But regardless, I have an adapter, okay, that plugs into that, and that goes into the battery. So, excuse me, I will let HPI know that tomorrow. And if they're telling me that, hey, it will not work with that adapter, I don't see why that would be the issue. But if that's the issue, I will certainly update the video and let everybody know, that. As far as running the vehicle, though, definitely I want to get a mild brushless. No questions asked. But the vehicle itself, it was fun. I liked it. It definitely should have drift tires right off the bat. There's just, this is a vehicle, the body is really the main appeal to it, okay? That's why you're buying it at the end of the day. Let's be real. There's a lot of other chassis, on-road chassis, that are far superior to this platform if you're really into on-road, which we all know is not a huge category these days. But nevertheless, drifting is fun, and I really haven't got into drifting yet. It's something I just haven't done. And man, I would love to see this vehicle drift, just because I like, that when you're drifting, you're have the car within eyesight, and you're really, I don't know, you're kind of more into looking at the car, and that's when the style and the aesthetics, is a little bit more of an issue versus you're rocketing by at 60 miles an hour. So for them not to include drift tires is really ridiculous. Local hobby shop doesn't have them. Everything with HPI is on back order until January. That's almost every vehicle they make. There's some exceptions, though. If you go to tower.com, just type in HPI in the search bar, and you can scroll down, and you'll see every vehicle body, even most of their shells, which, they have a lot of awesome shells. Most of those are on back order. Or not back order, but are showing that they'll be arriving in January. Well, the only problem with that is, if you recall, with the Venture, that was going to get released, and it just never happened. Tower still has this car coming in January or February. A-Man Hobbies is where I bought it. They still have some left. If you go to eBay and type this vehicle in, they're one of the sellers. It tells you how many they sold and how many they have available. And they basically have sold roughly 16 or 17 units, and I think there was, I could be wrong, you have to go online and look yourself, but it seemed like there was anywhere from 4 to 8 left. I can't remember the exact number, but you know, there was not that many left, but you know, still, you know, for the car to be out, and you know, a lot of people have been talking about it, I figured it would have been sold out. But if you want one, go to A-Man Hobbies right now or eBay, and you can purchase the car right off the bat, free shipping, done deal. So that's that. If you don't want the car right now, you know, who knows when it'll come back out again. But right now, if you have any issues with parts for this vehicle, unless there's other websites besides Tower that has some of these parts, you know, I don't know what'll happen. So that's a little concerning, but you know, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to call HPI tomorrow. In other news, got a little toy, and I'm going to see if I can fly this bad boy and get it to camera's view without crashing. Yeah, that's the blade index, or whatever I think it's what it's called. Blade upside down right now. Let's see here. Yeah, the blade inductrix, and I highly recommend it. It's a little quadcopter that's got the hover guards all the way around it, and you know, you can just, it doesn't, you don't have to worry about breaking the propellers. I mean, it's awesome. You know, you can bounce up against the wall. It's very durable, and you know, it's actually been a lot of fun to fly. I mean, it's really not that difficult. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. $50 right now. Got it on sale at the my local hobby store where I'm from. Great hobby store. But anyway, highly recommend you buy it for $50. Comes with the controller, and it's got 2 modes. So in this mode, once you let off the throttle, kind of, you know, does hover for the most part. Let me get it out in the camera view here. But nevertheless, when you make a move, as soon as you release the throttle, it kind of steadies itself. But that's that. So definitely go pick that up, guys. And also, girlfriend, this is what she bought me for Christmas. By the way, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, and hopefully, if you're really into RCs, I hope you got something RC related. And if not, hey, there's always next year, and you can save up your money, go mow some yards, neighbors, get a lawnmower, whatever you got to do, hustle up some money, get to the RC you've been waiting to get. But nevertheless, I'm going to be taking this out really soon, and I'll talk more about it in another video. But I did want to just kind of leave you with that. Oh, the reason I wanted to show you this is it's FPV ready. So real quick, I do plan on buying a better controller, the DX6, some Spectrum. I got this on a really good deal, but I broke the wing with throwing a football in the house. Can't really tell it, but it's right there. So it's $8 to replace that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this bad boy going. It's a bind and fly. So Anyhow, I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to get FPV on here. And I'm going to start running FPV on my cars and also the short course trucks. So definitely look for some FPV stuff coming up real soon. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have some fun. So anyway, that's it. Sorry for the long video there, but love the body of the vehicle. I mean, damn, it's badass. But you know, man, it's sometimes it's what's on the inside that counts. And right now, the insides ain't looking so good. So as far as electronics, but we're gonna call HPI tomorrow. I hope that this is the reason, but we'll find out. And that's it. So good night, and we'll see you on the next video coming soon.